Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages,
for the millions
and millions
listening all over the world.
By the website, www.netsgate99.fm, via Kumu. We are live right now, and of course all over the Philippines via the Magic Stations nationwide.
American singer, songwriter, actor, model, the best boyfriend a girlfriend could ask for. He works, she travels.
Hey, that's the best.
That's the life. Ladies,
he's setting the bar really high for other boyfriends. You must do what he did.
Ladies and gentlemen,
please welcome on board Night Out, Jesse McCartney! Jesse.
That's the best intro I've ever been given, hands down. I love that.
What's up?
I can tell I'm going to have fun in this interview. How are you?
We're good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is your first time?
This is my first time in the Philippines, period. In Southeast Asia, but also in the Philippines. I'm so excited to be here.
Mm-hmm. And you're just coming off Vietnam?
Yeah, I was just in I was in Saigon 2 nights ago. I had a show there, and it was amazing. Went incredibly well. But I have a feeling it's going to be even better here. I've been looking at data on Instagram and Facebook and Spotify and where most of my streams internationally are coming from, and it's Manila. So I'm really excited to be here. I can't wait.
We don't work. We just watch videos of you.
Yeah?
24/7.
Oh, that's good. Which ones?
We just stream. We stream everything.
We try and find out where you're going. What you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone's on the Instagram,
This guy in the pink blazer didn't go to work today. Yeah. He's been here since yesterday.
He doesn't look like he's ever gone to work.
He was actually just waiting for you.
He was here yesterday.
Oh, that's cool. How you doing, man? All right.
We actually don't even know him.
Yes.
But he sits at the table outside.
Stranger just like popped in.
Yeah, we're like, what are you here for? Yeah. You're here for us? Oh, I'm waiting for Jesse McCartney tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool, man. You coming to the show?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He can't hear me, but he's smiling.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's going. For those that are not going and you want to invite them, what can they expect? Why should they go to this show? This is the Revolution Tour.
This is the Resolution Tour, and listen, I'm going to play all the songs that you guys want to hear. I feel like you guys have been patient enough. It's been 15 years in the making for me to come down here, so I'm going to play all of them. I'm not going to shortchange anybody with the hit songs. I'm going to try and cover 15 years of music in an hour and 20 minutes, and we'll play a lot of the old stuff, a couple new ones as well. But mostly old stuff, a lot of crowd participation. I'm going to maybe bring somebody up on stage, talk to the crowd, try to get to know everybody, and it's just going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And why... I know there's a lot of... You said that there's a lot of streaming here in Asia, per se.
Yeah.
How come it took you 15 years?
It's not entirely my fault, not to make up excuses, but at the time, when I first came out and I was first coming out with music, I didn't really have the infrastructure at the record company I was at to come in certain areas. It's really weird. There's a lot of countries, in South America too, like places in South America, like there's a huge, audience and still is, and I've never been there. That's my next destination is try and tackle that continent. But listen, I don't know why it's been this long, but I have to say it's amazing to me just how loyal the fans have been, because in pop, it's especially in 2019, there's just the audiences are just like, they don't have a sense of loyalty anymore. I mean, it's really hard to maintain a really dedicated group of people, and they just have been for so long.
Even relationships, these days it's so hard, bro.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
You're the one that's not loyal, Sam.
Shut up, Tone.
Ask him how many girlfriends he's had.
Oh, yeah?
This week.
How's it going for you over there?
How many girlfriends have you had this week?
It's an uphill battle, but we're getting to the peak slowly, We're getting there.
What seems to be the problem?
It's just, there's just so much happening. Like you said, the loyalty, one thing after another.
You have commitment issues, don't you?
He said it.
Got him.
He knew it. He knew it.
Don't worry, you're getting a big compliment later. I'm gonna redeem myself.
All right.
You know it.
He flew thousands of miles away to tell you the truth.
You got commitment issues, bro.
And it hurts.
Yo, he just met you tonight.
Yeah. And he already knew.
And now you know.
Hey, listen, if it makes you feel any better, I'm here. I'm doing press, right? I'm getting ready for my show. My girlfriend flies all the way to Asia, Southeast Asia, and she goes, oh, you're doing 2 days of press? That's cool. I'm going to go to El Nido. See you later. And she's now swimming, like, in the islands by herself. So, yeah.
And let me tell you, El Nido's voted top 3 in the world.
That's what I hear.
The 3rd, 4th, 5th
Yeah,
time.
she keeps telling me. She keeps sending me photos.
And-
I told her, I said, it's enough.
And that's why we said that you've raised the bar really high, because I don't think a lot of boyfriends out there would actually let their girlfriend, fly off to the beach and then you work.
Well, I mean,
Oh, really?
So we have to commend you.
She
We have to
tells me
commend
what
you.
I'm supposed to do. She's like, you go do this. I'm going to do this. This is what I do.
Yeah, like yes.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
How long has this relationship been going on?
7 years.
Okay.
That's
so,
it. That's
so
all.
she
That's all.
deserves to go to El Nido.
She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
it.
7 years.
She somehow tolerates
Yeah.
me, so,
Yeah, don't worry.
7 months is a struggle for me, Tone.
Yeah.
7 years is amazing. It's amazing, bro.
It took you 15 years to get here, and you've been with her for 7 years, so
Yeah.
she deserves to go to El
Yeah,
Nido.
she gets the world.
Yeah, exactly. So how is, you mentioned how it's different now, the fans and this generation's a bit different. How has your music changed? Have you, or has it, how has it evolved for you?
Well, I mean, in many ways, it's actually this new project is actually very reminiscent of my older stuff, and it feels like it's come full circle. I think the biggest difference is just being older and maybe a little wiser. When you as you grow up, as you guys all know, and as we all know, like you just know more things. You have more perspective. You've been in more relationships. Some of them go well. Some of them don't. But you have more to write about. You have more to talk about. I've traveled more, and it just it broadens my perspective. And what's cool is that these fans have grown up with me, and I think that they've gone through a lot of the same stuff. So it makes the music continually relatable.
Was it always, did you ever wonder if Dream Street, would you bring it back, or have you ever thought of, what if we stuck together all these years?
You know what I mean?
Like,
No, what if? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I keep getting leaned on for a reunion by the fans more than anybody. And I just, first of all, I'd have to study those lyrics pretty hard for a good month
Review.
to remember all of them. I don't foresee a reunion right now at the moment. There's, cause I'm in Manila right now and then Singapore and then I have like a lot of other things to do. But I do remember Dream Street being just like an amazing experience, and knowing that like it was a building part of my career, and I got to experience so much. I recorded my first album with them, and I met a group of guys that were super solid, and still to this day I keep in touch with a couple of them, and it's the things that you do in your career that you look back on. It's a trip, I mean, we were opening for Britney Spears. I was 12 years old.
Yeah,
it's just like a whirlwind, It's crazy to think that was I don't know, 18 years ago or something. It's crazy.
That's wild.
Ago.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yep.
So working on new stuff. Do you have new stuff on your concert on Saturday?
So when I get back to LA, well, on Saturday I'm going to play Wasted and Better with you.
Okay.
As far as and a couple of new ones as well. But I've even since the new songs that have been released since last year, I've written a few new ones in the last couple months since the U.S. leg of this tour. I was in the studio and wrote a few more that I'm really excited about. A lot more intimate and a lot more I guess, intimate's the word. It's very organic.
Okay.
Very, very singer-songwriter driven, and I'm excited to release
Who
those.
are you working with? You working with
a few writers and producers who I really love and admire, and people that really understand me and that I feel comfortable sort of like telling my deepest, darkest secrets to. It's going to be a very intimate record about what it's like being me, both in front of the camera and behind it. What it's like and has been like for my friends and family, and what the effects of doing this career has been for everybody, and also what it's like having being in love and being domesticated.
Yeah.
All of those things are coming through in the music, and I've written about this year, and I'm looking forward to releasing it probably later this year.
Is it harder to write songs that are about the hardships of a relationship rather than the intimacy ones?
I think intimacy is harder to write about for some reason.
Because your girlfriend go, oh my gosh, what are you saying in this song?
It's funny, like, I cry watching commercials. Like, I'm a huge sap, and she makes fun of me. She's like, come on, pull it together, like, man up, you know? And then, like, as soon as I play her a love song that I've written, she just, like, falls apart. It's like it's an interesting thing. But when I go to write a love song, for some reason, it's not as easy as writing, like, something that's like, writing from like a heartbreak, writing from like a different perspective. It's just,
or when you're mad.
Yeah, it's like, it seems a little bit, it comes out, it's a lot tougher to search and dig and like really find that intimate place because it's vulnerable. You're being vulnerable, you know? You're letting your guard down and showing your vulnerable
Most
side
intimate,
and still wanting to be a man.
Exactly.
So.
How do you balance in the 7 years? You know, we see a lot of couples fly-by nights, roller coaster romances in the entertainment industry. What was your secret in maintaining and keeping it together? Career and love life.
Yeah, I mean, we just happen to be a really good match. I think a lot of people in this world, and not just in entertainment, are just mismatched. I think we just complement each other very well. I think, when she's down, I'm up, and vice versa, and we help each other out. We support each other. I think supporting your partner is like a huge thing, right? And she's really funny. Like, she's a lot sharper than me. And I thought, like, I had my wits. Like, she's really super sharp, and
you got to date a smarter girl.
Yeah, that's it. You just got to find.
I tried that, Jess. I tried that before Smart Girl. I had a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
so I went,
it went south.
You should switch to guys.
You guys might be on the same level.
Start knocking at the back door. Hello.
No, but how did you guys meet up? I mean,
actually, we met in a bar, which is like a really old school way of meeting these days.
Yeah, because these days everything's just online, like signing into the DM. So
she was actually bartending. She was a bartender, and it was a really late night. And I was on my way home from a studio session, and it was like 1:45 in the morning. LA bars close at 2, and my buddy had a birthday. He was turning 27. It really didn't matter. Like, I was like, please come. I'm like, you're 27. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, I went and I had like a last call drink with him, and I got there, and it was last call, and she didn't want to serve me, and I was like, please, like, it's just one drink. It's my buddy. It's my friend. She's like, fine. Pours a drink. Very frustrated.
With the eyes up in the air.
Yeah, she just did not want me to be there, and she was trying to clean up, and I was like holding her up. And so, but then I kind of liked that, like she was like being kind of like,
the push
a little snooty a little bit. Yeah. And so we just started talking. I said, I'm like taking the drink and apologizing at the same time. And I'm like, hey, if you ever, let me give you my number, like, no pressure, And I didn't want to be like the sleazy guy asking for a number at the bar. Yeah. So I gave her my number, which is the mood. That's the move, fellas. Like, don't take her number. Give her yours. There's no pressure. There's no like, hey, it doesn't come off as creepy. Just give her your number, and look, be prepared that she may not call. And she did. She did call like 2 weeks later, but she called.
Oh, she gave you the 14 days.
Yeah, she gave me the 14-day notice. And
Jojo, take notes, huh? Take notes, huh?
And
That's how you do it.
She texted me first, and then we were texting, and she was on a family trip with her family, for like a couple weeks, and we texted every day. And as soon as she got back, I took her to dinner, and the rest sort of was history, I guess they say. But yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's actually a great story.
It's cool. It's cool. It's
rare that you'll find someone in the bar or even working at the bar that 7 years. You know what I mean? So good on you.
It was cool, man. It was really cool. I've never been on a dating app, and all my friends, like right now, I still have a few friends left that are still single. And they're like, dude, it's rough out here. It is rough out here. It's just so weird.
It's rough.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's slim pickings.
I'm glad I got I got mine.
You did the old school way. That's why.
That's the old school way.
And I mean, coming from say when you started up to now, I mean, just even the way that you guys put out music. I mean, it's not CDs anymore. You know, everyone's just getting online. Everyone's on Spotify, YouTube. You know, how have you evolved throughout, you know, every year?
Well, how have I adapted? It's been interesting. Like, I think that, you know, when I started out in this industry, and I tell this story all the time, it's very, like, being an artist was all about mystique. You know, you'd come out, the curtains would open, and you would sing your song, and then you'd step back, and the curtains would close, and no one would see anything from you until the next thing, you know? And now, like, I've had to sort of adapt to this culture where you are constantly having to satiate your audience, give them content. They want to know what I'm cooking or eating for dinner or lunch more than they want to know what the next single is most of the time. And that's like a whole new paradigm I'm still trying to adjust to. And I'm getting better at it. What I do like about social media more than anything is that it allows you to, for no fee at all, just it's an outlet for anything creative you want to do. So if something funny pops in my head, I can just like put it up on social media, see what happens. You know, it allows me to explore other creative parts of my brain without having to, like, you know, go to a network and pitch them on a television show, or you know what I mean? It's just like, it's a great way to, and that's why we're seeing a lot of young talent, I think, emerge from social media.
The playing field is much bigger now.
Yeah. For people who can't get that TV break or, you know, a record deal, at least there's, you know, stuff like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram to get your material out wherever you are, whoever you are.
Yeah. And look, there's a lot of junk out there, right? Like there's a lot of bad stuff, and you're seeing a lot more bad stuff, but you're also seeing a lot of hidden gems. Like things that you may not have ever seen because of social media. So
do you have friends like sending you like, hey, you have to check out this person that did a cover of one of your songs?
Every day of my life.
They
Every day of my life.
They send it?
Yeah, and a lot of them are awesome. Like, I've just, like, so many people, like, I've literally had, like, an hour or two where I've just spent, like, looking at some of the undiscovered talent that have, like, 15 views on their YouTube page that are singing the songs really well. Who is this? Scooter Braun probably already found them, but
he's probably signed them.
Yeah, he's probably already got them signed. But yeah, no, I mean, it's like, it's one of those things where, you know, now in this day and age, you can, if you have a voice, like, it's not impossible.
As long as you have a phone,
that's it.
A smartphone, and that's if you had 3 apps only on your phone to choose from, what 3 apps?
Ooh, that's really
just 3
question. Well, not including the stock apps, right? Like, I get automatic, I get my phone text.
Social media
Okay,
apps.
cool.
Okay,
let's say, I think as far as social media goes, I use Instagram more than any other. And then I probably have to say, we have what's called Postmates, which is like, you don't have to leave your house to get food. That's really important to me. Like, you can literally just order food and it comes to your house. So you guys have, it's called like a
Food Panda.
Yeah, exactly.
Grab,
yeah. That's important.
Cool. Okay.
Really important.
All right.
And then,
what's it called?
See. It's called Postmates.
Shoot.
It's a terrible name, frankly.
Yeah.
Postmates.
You usually get the orders completely wrong.
Okay.
But at least you don't have to leave your house. You can just be lazy and watch, you know, Netflix and eat food. So that's important. And then also, I love, what's my last favorite app? I mean, I love the camera. I love taking pictures.
Okay.
You gotta. But I guess you could do that on Instagram.
Yeah, you can do that on Instagram.
The edit apps.
Yeah. I also love my Pac-Man app. Just playing.
Classic.
No,
You gotta take it back, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Old school.
You gotta keep it simple.
You gotta keep it simple. You know?
Yeah.
You can eat, play Pac-Man, and you know, take pictures of
You're
yourself.
good like that. We actually have a question here off Twitter. Carl's asking, speaking about video games, is how's your experience voice acting for Kingdom of Hearts?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is it's kind of a crazy thing, man. I show up to concerts or shows or events, and there will be fans who don't even care to hear my music. They don't even show up for the concert.
Yeah.
They come to the meet and greet afterwards so I can sign their Kingdom Hearts video game.
Oh my god!
Like, there's an entirely different fan base, like culture of people who love just the gamer crowd, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how big this game was. Especially in Asia. Kingdom Hearts is much bigger in Asia, I think, than it is in the U.S. And I don't know. You know, I got into voiceovers at a young age. I did 1 or 2, and then it sort of led into another. And it's an entire industry in itself. And I have an agent that just does voiceover work for me. And it just sort of snowballed into this career. And now I have, like, a name in this like small little community of voiceover actors in Los Angeles, and it's great. You know, you can show up, you get there, you do 2 hours of work, and then you get, you know, they pay you like really well.
Plus, you don't have to dress up. Well, you just say, okay, shorts,
you show up
whatever.
in your slippers, no hair and makeup, and you do your job, and you're out. It's great.
Speaking of no hair, not doing your hair and makeup, do you miss acting?
Well, I mean, it doesn't. It's not that far away. I feel like I feel like I've done plenty of it, and up until this music, this particular project that I've been working on, I was doing a lot of acting. I was on a show for a couple seasons called Young and Hungry. It was a show in the U.S., like a multicam comedy show, and I think I'll always come back to both. You know, like if I'm doing one, I'll come back to the other, and vice versa. You can only be so many places at once, so. For me, it's just about trying to stay creative and try new things, push myself, challenge myself to do other things I've never done before, and I'll get back to acting at some point. You gotta finish this album first.
And
so it's gonna be music over acting any day.
For now.
Yeah.
I mean, not every day, but for this year, I think, today.
For the young ones that aspire to be like you, Jesse, did you ever have Plan B? And how important is that now? You're much older, much wiser.
Yeah.
What are there things that you can teach the kids that are listening and watching that, hey, if you guys want to be an entertainer, you also gotta do this.
Yeah, it's hard. I hate the advice part of being an artist because like it's such a hard thing to tell somebody like, it's go for your dreams. It's always gonna, if you believe it'll happen. Like it usually doesn't happen. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like if I'm being realistic, a lot of my career was just rooted in luck. I had a little bit of skill and I developed that skill, but ultimately what it comes down to, unfortunately, is luck. Like sometimes, like just you get a lucky hand. Yeah. And I don't think it's wise for people, young people especially, to completely abandon everything else. Like, if I could have done it over, I probably should have exercised more study time in other areas than just the arts. Like, I should have had a plan B, and I didn't. And I think what I learned from being in this industry is that you should. Okay. Because I've seen a lot of failure. I've seen a lot of people fall flat. And it's nice to, be good at math also.
Yeah.
It is a plus, Yeah. And if you're not, at least you got the calculator app.
Yeah.
I got the calculator app.
Financial literacy is important. It's good you can make all the money, but you spend all of it, so you're screwed at the end of the day.
Then you have no money.
Yeah.
So speaking about the advice issue, I mean, it's difficult giving other people advice. What would you give yourself, if you were to, say, speak to your 18-year-old self?
Right.
And what would you say, okay, you go back in time, this is what you need to know?
I would say probably, just to enjoy every single step of it. It's a journey. It's a long road. It's like, it doesn't, I don't know, the expression is escaping me at the moment, but it's about enjoying every step of it and really not taking anything for granted. There's going to be some really rough days and some really great days, but ultimately, if you really love what you do, it's amazing, and you should just really appreciate every second of it and not take anything for granted, because that can come back and bite you. So I would go and tell my 18-year-old self that, but then I would also tell him, like, you're doing pretty good. I would maybe revise some of your wardrobe choices when you were 18, but ultimately,
what would you tell yourself? Like, don't wear that.
Yeah,
no, I'll set that on fire.
Like, maybe not put that in your closet, and then
part of the story, man.
But like for the most part, you're doing okay.
Part of the story, man. The fashion and everything. It's all.
You see some of your pictures, like,
what is that?
What happened there?
What was I thinking?
What is that on Facebook?
The time hop.
The time hop. Oh my gosh, it's like
I turned that up.
Memories.
The memories.
I turned that up because I see people that just scar my heart.
You're like, oh, I can't believe we hung out.
Yeah.
You're like, what happened
Tapos
there?
may nalakay si ano pala. Oh my God, nadali ni Tones yan.
My goodness.
But yeah, I mean, all your fans are excited to catch you. Why don't you invite them once again?
Yes, please.
And if they're not following you on social media, how can they do that too?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me. It's you can just type it into the Google. You'll find me.
He's got.
I think it's at Jesse McCartney. Yeah, we got the check. You guys all have check marks. You guys look like a bunch of checkers. You guys look like a bunch of checkers. This is a check room. New Frontier Theater, Saturday night. I love all of you guys. This is my first time in the Philippines. I can't wait to play for you guys. I know it's been a long time coming. I want to say thank you, really, honestly, like truly, from the bottom of my heart. You guys have been such a great, powerful inspiration for as far as loyal fans go, and I'm stoked to see you. Come to the show Saturday night.
And I hope that you get to work with some of our local artists. We have some great talent that's coming out right now.
Everyone's super talented here. Like, if I don't know what you guys are drinking, but like it's working. It's everyone can sing and act and yeah.
Oh my gosh! All right, thank you so much for stopping by, and best of luck Saturday. We'll see you Saturday.
Sounds great.